Well, I thought our team came out ready to go tonight. We had a disappointing loss the last time we played, and we had an amazing week of practice. And they were super confident coming into the game. Obviously, led by Leigha Brown, I think she gives our team a tremendous amount of confidence. And kind of the bigger the stage, the better she is. It just happens to be that way. She gets fired up for opportunities like this. So I thought we really attacked in the first quarter, made shots, shared the basketball extremely well, handled their pressure early on, and were able to to build a tremendous lead. I thought defensively also, I'm glad Laila Phelia is here. She has the assignment every game of matching up with, the team's best player or one of the team's best players. And, there was a point where I think Deja Kelly was 1 of 9 before she got to the free throw line. So Laila did a heck of a job on the defensive end, as did Emily Kaiser. So just really proud of the way that we responded. Great win. Kind of on the road for us. I know it was neutral, but large Carolina fan base here tonight. So I think this is a great signature win for our team.
Questions?
Coach, how does it feel not only when you have Brown going off for as many points as she did, but players stepping up off of the bench, delivering 3-pointers?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. The first quarter was kind of, we were just talking about it a little bit outside. To have 35 points in the first quarter is pretty incredible. And, Alyssa Crockett came in off the bench, made 2 threes. Kyra Evans made a 3. It was really a balanced scoring attack in the first quarter. And, it was nice to click on all cylinders. I was really proud of our ability to do that and to share the ball and have confidence to take those shots was really important as well.
With that, can you talk about the success of Leigha and Laila early and how that set up other players down the stretch, specifically in the second half?
Yeah, definitely. They're a heck of a tandem, and you put, Emily Kaiser in that mix, we become pretty difficult to guard. And anytime that Leigha is kind of feeling the way that she is and knocking down the threes like she is, I don't know how you stop her because she's so good off the bounce and so good at the mid-range and so good at finishing at the rim. So when she got going with her threes, it was pretty incredible. But Laila is an amazing downhill player. And we knew today we were going to be able to put her in those type of situations for her to be able to get downhill. And we ran that action for her early on in the game because we knew that she was going to be able to do it. And she got downhill immediately. And I think that gave her a little bit of confidence as well. But she's shooting the 3 exceptionally well. She's just playing with a lot of confidence. And I think they feed off of each other, which is awesome.
Leigha, Coach said before this game that you circled it on your calendar. What did this game mean to you?
Yeah, I think Coach kind of touched on it earlier. I think there's always just a different mentality when you're playing a top 10 or, a really elite team like we played tonight. So I think just all around, everyone's attitude today, we had a really good shoot around. You could tell there's just a different energy in the air. I think there's always a little more motivation to kind of be able to show out and, play well on that stage. So.
Did you know that they said that you were hadn't made very many threes, so that they were going to kind of lay off you? Did you notice that during the game?
The first 3 I had, I noticed they were just going way under on the ball screen. So I was like, let's see what happens here, because I had to hopefully make them guard me somehow. But luckily I was able to hit a few of those tonight, and it opened up a lot of things. So.
Coach, if you could just speak about the Jumpman Invitational and 1, the experience, 2, how your team performed, and 3, just how everything was laid out for you guys.
Yeah, I think the Jumpman Invitational has been a phenomenal opportunity for our women to attend. I was so happy Carmelo Anthony said yesterday when he spoke to the team that both genders were represented, and I think that's really important, and it's great to hear that from somebody of his magnitude. For the women to be on this stage and have the opportunity to play in this type of environment, the opportunity to meet with the Jordan people, the opportunity to get a gear drop, just everything that's kind of happened over the last couple days has been absolutely incredible. And Leigha touched on our shoot around today, but our kids just had a different type of swag, and my assistant coaches were joking if they got gear like this every day, maybe they would have that type of swag.
Maybe.
But look good, feel good. That's what they told me. Look good, feel good. But I just think, to be on this type of stage, and to be invited to an event like this, I just think speaks volumes to the University of Michigan, but also to the players in the program. And thank you, Jordan Brand, or thank you, Jumpman Invitational for including Michigan.
Leigha, obviously there are Michigan fans here, but we're in the state of North Carolina. There are more North Carolina fans. Do you kind of prefer that atmosphere? You see, kind of seem like you like playing not the villain, but
She does.
so many.
No, I won't say that I prefer it. I think that I definitely just have a different attitude. I think that you need to kind of have an edge, especially when you're, when there's that many North Carolina fans or that many away fans. I think you just need to bring a certain type of energy. But yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's really cool to just kind of, have everyone come out. And I think regardless for women's basketball, it's cool to just have, the fans that we did, so.
Question for Laila, too.
Yeah, Laila and all of you can finish on this if you want. Last year, it was mentioned earlier this season that it was sort of unfamiliar territory being the hunted, and this year you've been more in the underdog role in both of your ranked wins. What's the mentality your team's had with that so far?
So, I feel like the biggest thing is we knew that this year was going to be different, and we knew we were going to have to go out there and prove ourselves like each and every day and find our new identity after losing some key players last year. So I feel like our mentality as a team was just, we're going to go out here, we're the underdogs again, and we're going to continue to fight. So I feel like that's like the biggest thing for us is we just really have that fighting mentality.
Yeah, I feel that.
Me? Yeah, we get asked the question kind of all the time of, who is our team going to be? We obviously graduated Naz and Amy and Danielle, who left their legacy on our program. But I think these guys have something to prove. So they do have that chip on their shoulder. Whether that's the rankings and coming in this year, or even, we had one tough loss and we've dropped a tremendous amount, and just I think they every day feel like, no, we have something to prove. And I think for us the biggest thing, and I think the thing that makes my heart so warm, is that they have bought into like the Michigan difference, the Michigan way we call it, and they pride themselves on coming out every single night and playing a certain type of basketball. And I think when other teams probably scout us, they're probably like, holy cow, like, we don't want to play Michigan because they play tough, they defend, they're going to do the intangibles, they play together. And I think that was obviously witnessed tonight, and we're 2-0 versus the ACC right now.
Another question for Laila, just wanted to ask, so going into this matchup, you're going to be matching up against Asia Kelly. What's the mentality or the strategy with that?
So going into this matchup, I knew it was going to be tough, and I feel like Leigha helped me a lot with it and just kind of really brought that confidence and gave me confidence, because I was a little bit nervous like going into it. But she definitely helped me, and even throughout the game and stuff, she stayed in my ear the whole entire time.
And a quick follow-up on that, Leigha, I see you're laughing a little bit. What exactly were you saying? PG, please.
Yeah, I just told her, you've guarded, great players your entire career here, and she was able to shut them down and really contain them. So obviously tonight was no different, and she did a great job. So
I guess kind of on those lines for Kim, is Laila still figuring out how good she is?
Well, I think, just to answer and like to piggyback on that, she's kind of being humble about the whole thing, but she goes back and studies film kind of every day, and she studies. I have to kick her out of the gym sometimes, and I say, well, go home and study film instead of being on your feet all the time. Like, go home and learn a different way instead of taking 9 million shots. Like, go home and study. So she goes and studies film, and she studies the best defenders in the NBA and the best defenders in the WNBA, and what can I take away from them, and what can I learn from them. And then she comes to practice and, just is like, okay, what is this player gonna do? Let me watch clips on this player. Like, how can I really study this player? And she buys into it as much as, some people buy into offense, or how am I gonna get touches on the offensive end. I mean, she's one of the most dynamic scorers. And when she comes to practice to prepare for the next game, all she cares about is who am I guarding and how am I gonna stop them. It's just, she has this incredible mentality. I don't think she has any idea how good she is, no. Or any idea the impact that she has made thus far. The season's so early, I don't want to pump her up too much, but if she's not one of the best sophomores in the country or one of the most improved players in the country, I don't know what you have to do to be that. I mean, she was really good last year, but she was a deer in the headlights a little bit. She's not that way anymore. She's a sponge, and she just wants to be great. And she has a good person to keep in her ear and keep her confident and to learn from.
Last question.
Yeah, for any of the three of you, Kyra Evans and Alyssa Crockett both continue to play meaningful minutes. Can you talk about how they helped you win tonight and how that's going to help you moving forward?
Yeah, I'll let these guys comment after me, and I'll just say it briefly. I mean, ice in their veins. Alyssa came out, played 3 minutes, had 2 threes. Like, holy cow. And Kyra, she was injured in the beginning of the year. I wasn't even sure she was going to be able to be a major contributor, because it's hard when you miss so much to find your way into the rotation. And she's so smart. She really helps our defense because she has an IQ of where to be. She's a tremendous shot blocker. She don't even get off the ground, but she blocks shots with 2 hands. She has just great timing, and then her skill set is absolutely incredible. So to help our rotation, she's just been phenomenal, and I know these guys can speak about her as well.
Coach touched on a lot, but I think just to echo off of that, like Coach said, Kyra's IQ, and I think that's the biggest thing. Okay, maybe, yeah.
I kept trying to give you something to say.
Yeah. But no, I think that even when it comes down, you can just tell, the experience that she's had. Yeah, so I think whether that's just knowing what angle to set screens or knowing when to help on defense, she's really, really smart. And so I really like playing with her for sure.
Yeah, and just touching on what they were saying about Alyssa and Kyra, I feel like for them to come in as freshmen and just have that confidence, I feel like that's like the biggest thing, and they just always want to learn. They want to figure stuff out all the time, always asking questions. So for them to come in that game and like make such a big difference, it really like tells you a lot about the program and them.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.